each new Mario game is released, I've always asked myself, will this be the one? Will this be that perfect Mario game I know is possible? The one with the best movement, most realized ideas and mechanics, least amount of blue coins. And when Super Mario Odyssey released in 2017, I knew without a shadow of a doubt, absolutely nothing. See, I wasn't in on the hype back when this game came out. I mean, come on, it was 2017. A new Super Mario game? I was too cool for that. It would take a freaking worldwide catastrophe to get me to play these games again. So a few years ago when I had decided to give Odyssey a spin, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. For me, I was just catching up on the latest Mario game, blissfully unaware of the experience I was about to have. So it was yet just another day when I had brought Odyssey home, booted up my Switch, popped in the game, and... this looks fun. You see, Mario Odyssey is, for me, defined by 5 simple words. Really, 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 really good. But in other words, the best way I can describe this game is that sure, this is the normal Mario song and dance, but with style. It's got the things that give it that Mario feel. I'm looking at you, marital problems. But you can tell that they rethought the entire formula here. The gameplay? Overhauled. The movement? Perfected. The series' most iconic yet scrutinized in-game item thought long outdated? I use them to be naked now. To be honest, I don't even know where to start with Mario Odyssey. But thank God there's a button for that. The second the game begins, it gets to the good stuff, jumping us straight into the action. Welcome to the Nintendo Switch, baby, where we skip the boring intros and exposition. Just pick up the console at any moment and get that dopamine pumped straight into your brain and other vascular regions. This is the first time a Mario game has skipped some sort of intro and jumped you straight to the part where Bowser tries to murder you. But it's a clever tool that conveys that this game is different. Bowser's got an ace up his sleeve called Wicked Style. Bowser's raw sexual energy boots Mario off the ship, and Peach lets out the same exact voice clip we've heard for the last 20 years.
Mario?
This is intense! And as Mario's hat is shredded into smithereens, he barrels down to the ground, with Peach and her now sentient tiara in need of saving. Okay, so Odyssey cuts down on the beginning to keep them dopamine addicts happy. So what? Well, this is the point where the game throws a little curveball at you called depression. Welcome to a monochromatic town full of hat people. There are no chirping birds or Koopas walking around. This is a completely new, creative, and somber beginning area. And with Mario's mutilated hat on the ground, Cappy is basically carrying around what amounts to them as a corpse. Sure beats false imprisonment. Now it's not downright haunting or anything. This isn't a Mario character study where we find out he has PTSD and a drinking problem, but the tone this first level sets is very intentional. See, at this point in a Mario game, you'd be starting off in a familiar first level with green grass and vibrant colors before getting into the weirdness. Shoot, even Sunshine pretends to be normal at first. But Odyssey plays its cards differently. New beginning, new starting area, new characters. I don't see any blue coins yet. And once you get a hold of the chubby plumber and move around, you get to feel just how buttery smooth these controls really are. Oh my gosh! Now throughout the franchise, they've continued to refine Mario's movement from game to game. When Mario 64 came out, it laid down the very foundations of 3D movement and opened the door for improvement. Sunshine, Galaxy smoothed everything out, making moves flow better together. And Odyssey? Well, hot dang. I don't think our favorite voluptuous plumber could handle any better. Now going from one 3D Mario game to the next has always been quite the jump, but with the explosive amount of changes already 5 minutes into this game, I cannot imagine the whiplash diehard fans of 3D World must have had going from that game to Odyssey. Oh man, I sure did enjoy playing Super Mario 3D World on my favorite console, the Wii U. I can't wait to see how they expand on this formula in the next game. Where is she? And once you're finally adjusted to the muted colors, frowny Mario, death and destruction, bam! The Cascade Kingdom. It's your vibrant grassy level with pizzazz. A sprawling waterfall, enormous, totally dead fossils. Moving on. I personally see the Cascade Kingdom as the first official level in Mario Odyssey. It's a wide open sandbox where you get to run around, explore, and get used to Cappy's move combinations. It's got awesome captures, awesomer captures, and shows you what to expect from the game going forward. airtight platforming, creative level design, boob physics, and everything refreshing and new about the Cascade Kingdom applies to the other kingdoms as well. Everything feels familiar, but with a unique twist. The Sand Kingdom is what most people expect to be the second world, but is actually a frozen-over Mesoamerican-inspired village. There are no typical sand baddies like wigglers or these sleep paralysis demons, but rather rideable lions and rock statues with shades? Right on. The Wooded Kingdom. Just a backdrop of woods, right? Wrong. A weird futuristic rundown factory setting inside a giant dome. Drop down to the depths and it's just your regular woods. With freaking dinosaurs! The Snow Kingdom got me good. I thought I finally caught the game returning to basics, with it being just a normal snow setting. Oh no, a blizzard, what a twist. What am I gonna find down this hole, huh? Penguins wearing Eskimo costumes, what is that? And these aren't all just familiar ideas with a twist either. There's a soda-filled seaside kingdom. Lunch Kingdom, epic dragon Dark Souls boss fight that seriously had me questioning what game I was playing. Ruin Kingdom. Wait, did you say Lunch Kingdom? These kingdoms are such clever innovations from the norm, I wonder how they even thought of these.
Alright, listen up people, kingdom ideas for the next big 3D Mario. Nintendo said if we bomb like the Wii U, we're donezo. So what are our ideas? Our jobs are on the line. How about a cat-themed kingdom? We tried that already. All we got was low sales and weird fan art. Dang it. What about you? How about a sand-themed kingdom? Dang it, people! Every freaking Mario game is a sand level. We need something with style, with pizzazz, with zing. Who's this clown?
But I think my favorite kingdom has to be New Donk City. It's everything great about Odyssey wrapped into one amazing level. A wide open city with cars driving and realistically sized humans walking around. Don't think about it. It's such a perfectly designed, densely packed level with secrets and challenges around every corner. A difficult platforming challenge, a creative time trial, harassment. Add on to that an interconnected subplot where you have to travel to the sewers, fix a really confusing electrical grid, tour the city to find musicians and make a band, all while it culminates into my favorite segment from the entire game, the New Donk City Celebration. By 100%er standards, this segment of the game is merely an unskippable charade masquerading as nostalgia filler. For me, it's really cool. If the other 8-bit sections were just charming little nostalgia nuggets that properly pace the game, this is crack. I'm 8-bit Mario, celebrating the franchise's history, collecting coins while everyone's cheering me on with a catchy tune playing. I mean, come on. Who can hate on these moves? Slap onto that a boppin' soundtrack for every kingdom, and you, my friend, got yourself the MeMelon level design seal of approval. But what good are fantastic, creative, awe-inspiring levels with amazing vistas and terrific music worth without good gameplay? A lot, you'd be surprised, but lucky for us, Mario Odyssey's gameplay is packing. The introduction of Cappy turns Mario's moveset from already great to come on now, you're making me blush. Sure, there's the absurd amount of hat throws and jump combos, but I think the biggest addition Cappy brings to the 3D Mario gimmick table from the older games is the table. Blood cleans goop and corrects jumps, Cappy cleans goop, gives you a second jump, and oh yeah, you don't have to do any water squirting minigames that take 5 minutes where it doesn't freaking register correctly. Come on! Galaxy spin jump hurts enemies, corrected movement even better, and looks stylish while doing it. Cappy lets you correct movement, second jump in any direction you want, and is also registered as a concealed carry because dang! And that's not even mentioning Cappy's actual main ability, which is, oh yeah, stealing the vessels of other living creatures and piloting their bodies without their consent. That's right, not only does Cappy add a whole new dimension to Mario's moveset, but you can now capture dudes and use their abilities. Can't jump high? Use a frog. Forgot how to swim? Control a Cheep Cheep. Meat? Meat! This capture ability not only spices the already exquisitely spicy gameplay, but breaks up the action with some interesting captures and adds near infinite possibilities to get moons. Wait, am I reading this right? Moons? In my Super Mario game? That's almost as bad as not using NordVPN to spawn. I'm sorry about that. Whereas every other game, the main collectibles are oh so special that it has to slap you out of the level for absolutely no reason. In Odyssey, gone is that boot out system. Levels are bigger and challenges are smaller. Now instead of doing grand missions with stars taking a few minutes each, you now do a load of micro challenges to rack up moons to progress to the next kingdom. Well, micro is a bit of a severe understatement. Sure, you still get moons for doing the main story missions, and those certainly feel like classic Mario challenges. But if I had to sum up how substantial moons feel into one word, it would be super freaking inconsistent. You might spend 5 grueling minutes trying to get to 100 while playing volleyball. Frame perfect executions. Each button press, a risk. Mess up and start it all over again. Getting flashbacks. And after an embarrassing amount of time, after trials, tribulations, ups, downs, financial crises of 2008, you finally reach it. And there it is. Your hard-earned Power Moon. And then you go kick a random rock and get another one. Yeah. Ground pound a hill, moon. Break a random box, moon. Do absolutely nothing other than use my eyes because, oh look, it's just sitting there in the open, moon. What the? Where the actual challenge and effort each moon demands of you will differ greatly, I still dig it. I feel like Odyssey strikes a perfect balance of classic Mario mission moons, quick challenge and puzzle moons, and whatever this is. Yeah. For the intended experience, these quick and easy moons are very appreciated, and are great rewards for exploration or going off the beaten path. But shoot, if you're one of those 100%ers, I would not blame you for making a 2 hour and 1 second long critique of the game for the aneurysm-inducing amount of filler moons there are. Yes, I finally jumped rope 100 times! I'm gonna die one day. But for us normal humans with only a slight amount of mental illness, I judge this game based off what it takes to beat it. And viewing moons as fun little rewards that get you one step closer towards that goal make exploring or sitting on a bench next to this guy not lazy or grindy, but creative and charming. See, this game does just about my favorite thing a game can do. Rewards you for being a curious little bee. Nothing feels better than noticing a gap in a level, going to explore, and getting a moon for it. But occasionally, you'll find an extra hidey hole or ledge that isn't challenging enough to be a moon, but for purple coins. Don't worry, these things aren't like sunshine. They're not blue. They also don't trick you into collecting them all game, only to turn out to be a whole lot of nothing. But what do you use purple coins for exactly? Why, to make pedestrians uncomfortable, of course. Run into a purple coin shop found in each kingdom and suit Mario out with some style. You can turn him into a chef, a sophisticated businessman. Questioning? But that's not all. Right down the road is another shop that uses fake gasp. Regular coins? That's right, there are no more lives. If you die once, the game shuts off, your Switch explodes, and Mario comes knocking to finish the job himself. The decision to ditch lives and tie coins to cosmetics makes it that much more pearl clutching when you die and you see that coin counter tick down ever so slightly. And although it may not seem like losing a lot, if you're like me, spending an unholy amount of time trying to reach out of bounds spots or skip parts of the game, you'll be seeing this screen again, and again, and again, and again. But lucky for us, there's a lot of coins to go around. And not just on the intended path. Take this underground cave right before a boss fight. What should be a basic area with not much detail that's meant to shove you forward to the boss had a bunch of pillars surrounding the path. Pillars I had to reach. And it turns out, once you land a well-timed triple jump into a hat throw dive, there's some coins waiting for you on the pillars. But that wasn't enough. I noticed the structure I came through on the way here had a tiny little ledge protruding from the middle. So after many failed attempts, I successfully got on the ledge. Backward long jump to the top, and after a ground pound jump into a wall jump, throw, cappy, and dive onto the top of the structure, I got to the top. And I was treated like royalty. This game showers you with coins for exploring off the beaten path, and I couldn't be happier. And although saying the base game is easy is just about the biggest understatement of the year, self-made expert platforming challenges like these that reward mastery of quite difficult gameplay elements are what elevate this game above all the others for me. Add on to that coins actually matter now and get me cosmetics like this, I mean come on, it's a snowball of praise here. Great gameplay with great level design with great rewards for mastering that gameplay, which rewards you with cosmetics, not making Odyssey 2 as a crime. With all these franchise upending changes and by far most amount of callbacks in this game, Odyssey feels like the culmination of all the Mario games together. The collectathon type progression from 64, the perfectly crafted levels of 3D World, the beautiful visuals, and great music from Galaxy. Sunshine's a game too. Everything here feels Mario while adding its own spin, its own hat spin. And nothing better exemplifies this than the game's ending. Now 3D World also did a little expectation twisting with its last world not being a basic and bland lava level, but with a game full of basic and by the books, yeah, that's gonna be a shock. But Odyssey takes us to a whole new level. Expected a lava level's the last kingdom? Think again, Bowser's been catching up on his manga. Welcome to the Weeb Koopa Kingdom. Man, what a twist! I sure am excited for the final boss fight and what's obviously the final level. Twist, we're on the freaking moon! Oh, is that not good enough for you? Here's your freaking lava level, a last level culminating all your captures and gameplay mechanics into one final platforming gauntlet? Sunshine is jealous. And after Mario crashes a freaking wedding and fights Bowser, you think the game is about to be over. But psych, you're gonna break your neck with all this twisting. The place is coming down, and the only way out is through... The final capture is freaking Bowser. Now, when you capture Bowser and teleport into him, I was waiting for some traumatic memories that make us understand him and relate to him as a character. But I'll survive. And we finally get a hold of him. Now, did you know that some people think this part jumped the shark? But did you know that I don't care? This ending is so freaking good. Dude, I'm Bowser and I'm going ah rah rah. And then I jump, and when you do the triple jump, you go aha. And then you go in the pipe and you're 2D Bowser from the original games and you spit fire like ah. And you hit these rocks and get wired out after saving everyone. But it doesn't end there. Mario goes in for the smooch, right? But Bowser's like, no, Big B. But Mario's like, no, Big B. And get this, each straight girl bosses both of them out, picking no one. And they're both so sad. But then she's like, come on, guys, let's go home. And they start running and the music kicks in and then it goes. Game's good. Mario Odyssey is a gem. I mainly attribute my love of the Galaxy games not only to the great vibes and creativity, but because I did grow up with them. And although now that I'm older, I can further appreciate aspects from those games like the great music and the story, nostalgia plays a huge part in my love for those games. But Odyssey? Shoot. I didn't play this game until recently when I look like this. I might as well have been playing this while filing my taxes. See, despite my inability to grow facial hair, I am an adult. My tastes in games have changed. I appreciate the games I grew up with and will always cherish them. But it's very rare that a game brings back that childlike feeling of just fun. But Mario Odyssey is one of those games. I may not have grown up with the 8-bit games or have too much nostalgia for the 64 throwbacks, but this entire game feels like the culmination of all the hard work, all the creativity from the people who make and love Mario. It's a celebration of what gaming as a whole can do and make you feel. If I had to choose a singular game that best illustrated Mario, it would be Sunshine. I'm sorry. So despite me being older and having different tastes in games now, Mario Odyssey transcends that barrier, and I can happily say that this is not only one of my favorite Mario games, but one of my favorite games of all time.
There's also boob physics, I mean, come on.